students. I'm Priscilla, and it's so good to have you here. Do you want to learn English? Do you want to be able to speak with words, with sentences that are interesting, that make people want to listen to you? Do you want to write with sentences that are interesting and make people want to read what you have written? If your answer for all these questions were yes, then let's get started. Today we're going to learn about adjectives. And adjective is a kind of word that modifies a noun. So what does it do? It modifies a noun, it changes the noun. So we'll find out more about that later. So what are nouns? Nouns are words that name a place, like school, a person, like grandmother, an animal, like dog, a thing, like bed, or an idea. An idea could be where you may be interested to write a story. It's your very own story. So that could be an idea. So those are nouns. And what do adjectives do? They give more information about the noun that goes with it. So let's look at the nouns that were mentioned earlier on. So for place, we had school. You could add the adjective to that noun by saying big school. So big is the adjective. And then for person, we had grandmother. So to add an adjective to that, we can put the word loving. A loving grandmother. Do you have a loving grandmother? I hope you do. And for animal, we have dog. What can we say? An adjective to describe a dog. We could say a clever dog. So have you seen clever dogs? Yes, dogs can be clever. And for a thing, we mentioned bed. So what can you say about bed? We could say that I have a comfortable bed. Do you have a comfortable bed? I hope you do. And for the idea, you could come up with a story. You could be the next J.K. Rowling to be able to write a story. So that comes from an idea. So your story can be interesting, an interesting story. So that's what we mean when we say adjectives give more information about a noun that you want to talk about. So next we have adjectives that form part of a speech. So when they form part of the speech, when you speak and you say something like, I have a cat, and then you say something like, I have a big, fat, fluffy, gray cat. Which of those two sentences sounded more interesting? The first, which was just, I have a cat, or the next one, which was, I have a big, fat, fluffy, gray cat? It was the second one because it sounded more interesting with the words adjectives there. So they form part of speech and they make your speech more interesting. Or even when you write, it makes what you've written more interesting when you have adjectives that comes with your nouns. So that's what they do. Adjectives are words that describe some things about a noun and make it sound better. So now let's think of more sentences with adjectives in them and see if you can get the picture in your mind. We have this sentence, I like blue skies and fluffy clouds. We have words there that are adjectives as well as nouns. Let's find out what are the nouns. Can you tell me what are the nouns? If you think the nouns are skies and clouds, well done. That's correct. So what are the adjectives you have there describing them? If you think they were blue and fluffy, then well done again. So you have blue and fluffy that describe the nouns skies and clouds. And let's see if you got a picture like this. Or you may have got something like this in your mind. So that's a really cute cloud over there. There's a fluffy heart. So we have an adjective for that heart. It's a fluffy heart. So now let's look at the next sentence. It is, she is a nice old woman. So let's find out which one is a noun and which one is the adjectives. If you said woman is a noun, well done. That is correct. And which one is the adjectives? There are actually more than one. You have nice and old. Were you able to think of that yourself? Well done. Oh, there you have a picture first. So if you had a picture like that, then you're right. So does she look like a nice woman? Yes. She looks like an old woman? Yes, in the picture. So we probably had a picture like that in our minds. And we'll look at the next sentence now. It was a cold day. Again, let's find out which one is the noun. It is day. And easy. Which one is the adjective? It is cold. Well done if you knew all this. And now, get a picture of it is a cold day. What do you see in your mind? So maybe you saw something like this. So you can see that, yes, it looks like that. But you can get that picture in your mind by just reading the sentence with the help of the adjectives. Let's look at another sentence. They are ripe apples. Do you know what are apples? Do you like to eat apples? Yes, if they're ripe, you can eat them. So let's look at the noun. If you know it's apples, you're right. And what is the adjectives that describe the noun? It is ripe. So ripe in that sentence helps you to know that the apples are ready for you to eat. So it gives the extra information that's helpful. So they are very important to have in sentences. Let's look at another sentence. Oh, before that, we have the apples. Did you get a picture, something like this in your mind when you read that sentence? Yes. Next sentence is, they are acting crazy today. So do you know what is the meaning of crazy? Have you ever acted crazy before? We may have, right? You and I, we may have acted crazy before. So let's look at the noun. Here, the people is actually people, so it's they. And the adjective that is describing how they are like is crazy. So we are talking about people and that they are crazy. So think in your mind again about people who are acting crazy. All right, crazy can be a lot of things, right? But let's have a picture there to show you what it could be. There we go. Do they look like they're crazy? Yes, I don't think you see grown-up people like that in suits doing things like that. So they are acting crazy. Okay, that's interesting. So we have crazy describing people who do that sort of things. Maybe once in a while you do such things. Let's look if there's any more sentences. No, that was it. So now we have more information about adjectives. What did we find out from earlier on? In those sentences, we saw that most of the time, in most of those sentences, the noun is placed after the adjective. The adjective that is used to describe it comes before it. All right, as it says here, the adjective is often placed before the noun. That's what happens often. Before the noun it describes. But sometimes you do have it the other way around, where the adjective is not followed by a noun. In fact, you had it in that earlier sentence where you had they are acting crazy. That is an example of this, where you actually had the noun before the adjective. Let's look at some more. All right, here you can see the difference, where you have the adjective before the noun here, and then here is where the adjective is not followed by the noun. You actually have it the other way around. The noun is before the adjective. Let's look at them. And you got the pictures to help you see it in your mind as well, or in the board. The blue sea. So here you have the noun, which is sea, And then you have the adjective describing it, which is blue. And here, the noun is here. And adjective is here. So there you see it. The noun is before the adjective. So it's the other way around from this. So you can say it either way. It's correct to say it either way. And the next one we have the creepy story. Noun is here and adjective is here. And here, the noun is before. And the adjective creepy is after it. So it's the same thing. Here we have angry mother. The noun is this, mother, and the adjective is angry. And here, the noun in front, and the adjective is after it, here actually. So you can see the difference, and both mean the same thing. You can say it either way. Let's look at what we have next. So we can have a recap again on what we were talking about earlier on. So what is an adjective? An adjective is a word that gives additional information about a noun, like its color, size, shape, material, and even more. So we can look at this, like if we want to talk about its color, like earlier on I mentioned about in a sentence like I have a big fat gray, or I have a big fat fluffy gray cat. So you have some of those things that's actually there. So you have color, right, the cat is gray. You have the size, the cat is fat. And then you have shape, okay, maybe it's shape could be where it's a round looking cat. And then you have material, all right, I said fluffy. So that's the way the cat is, it's fluffy. So these sort of things are there in that sentence to help you to know more about the cat. Adjectives also allows the reader to get a clear picture of the noun in his mind, like that sentence again. I have a big, fat, fluffy, gray cat. So you actually get a clear picture of what kind of cat it exactly is. An adjective also expresses the feelings of the writer. So what kind of feelings do we have? We have happy and sad. So when you have this in the sentence, you actually know how the writer is feeling. So it's very important to have adjectives to say exactly what you mean. Now it's your turn to try some exercises to see if you've understood this well. The first sentence, so what you do is you have all these here are adjectives. And you have sentences here, and you can pick suitable adjectives that will fit with these sentences. We'll do this together. The first sentence is, the black dress looks great on her. What would be suitable? Actually, pretty looks suitable. Orange looks suitable. You can even have pink color is suitable also to describe the dress. And you can also have the material, which is silk. Let's put the word silk. So any of those others that I mentioned would also be correct. So let's use the silk dress looks great on her. So silk is material. The next one, it's such a like day outside. What can be suitable for day, to describe day? The adjective that you can use for day could be, it's a warm day. It could also be a chilly day. Chilly is cold. So let's put chilly there. It is a chilly day outside. The third sentence, my, what a like tote bag. That is, a tote bag is a bag that people like to put a lot of things in. So what can we say about bags like that? For bag, you may be able to use large, you may be able to use small. I will put big here, but if you think it's small, it's fine. It's also correct to describe the tote bag. The fourth sentence is, losing her black cat made her very unhappy. Okay, if you have a cap that you like very much and you lose it, you're gonna feel unhappy. So what kind of cap might this be for her? Okay, maybe it's a pretty cap, maybe it's an orange cap. All this would be correct too, but I think this one looks like a good word to use. It's her favorite cap. If you lose your favorite cap, you will feel the same way. You will feel unhappy. So I'm going to write favorite here. Oops. Okay, hope you can see that. Number 5, he wore his what shirt yesterday? Give it a shot. Which one do you think? What kind of shirt be? Adjective to describe shirt. Yes, color. You can have orange. You can have pink. Do you have a pink shirt? Orange shirt? Anything else? It can be silk shirt. Let's go for color for this one. Let's put pink. He wore his pink shirt yesterday. So the others may also be right. Number 6, her what necklace sparkled. Okay, necklace is what people like to wear around their neck. So sparkled, which one can be? Something that sparkles. You could choose a necklace that is pretty. Necklace can look pretty. So her pretty necklace sparkled. And the last one, she bought the blank shoes. All right, give it a try. Which one do you think of these adjectives will be good to use there? So you can have pretty shoes, that's correct too. Orange shoes will also be correct. Pink color will go correctly with that too. We also have material here. This is leather. So shoes are usually made of leather too. So you can choose leather. She bought the leather shoes. So this shows you how you can use adjectives in your sentences for your nouns to make them sound more interesting when people get the idea of what you are talking about even better. Did you manage to do this exercise well? I'm sure you all did manage to do it well because you can understand about adjectives pretty well now. So this is for you. Well done. Let's see what we have next. Wow, there is the cat that we were talking about earlier on. That is the cat that I mentioned a few times today. Can you say it together with me? Describe the cat with the adjectives that I have used. Could you say it together? Do you remember what they are? It is a big, fat, fluffy, gray cat, isn't it? Did you get a picture like that? Do you think this cat is big, fat, fluffy, and gray? I'm sure you do. That's a cute cat too. Cute is an adjective. And so that ends the lesson that we have on adjectives for you today. And we'll see you next time.